Alright, welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. And let's get down to some serious business, okay? So as you know, for the new people, totaling me up to 97 followers who don't know, you new guys who just came in, I've been at this business for 19 years. So way back in 2000, I've been going at this business since 2010. Technically 2009. 2010 would have been my year. However, I went through some stuff. Let's give you all the whole 1,000. So, I had a friend who was working at the university. He did some things that were not, they weren't inappropriate. They just weren't legal. And so he lost his job, so my special effects didn't get put in my movie. He told me he would take my movie to Alabama with him, and the movie got stolen from him in Alabama. So somebody in Alabama, if you're paying attention, I live at 512 Ridgemont Avenue, Charlottesville, Virginia. Please send me back my film. It was the best thing I ever done. It wasn't a film, it was 7 webisodes, which is here on Comfort Habit 2. It's laptop to laptop, so it kind of looks sucky. But if I can get someone at the university to actually transfer everything off of that hard drive and transfer it to YouTube, I will be able to do that. It's like a passion project. I'm still trying to figure out how to work that out with COVID-19. It seems like everything is still working against me. Okay, so doing that, also, the girl that I wanted to marry pretty much played me for a sucker and left me high and dry with 3 rings. You know, right here. So, I haven't had the courage to throw them away. Yeah, I spent good money on them. I never got a chance to give them to her. Why is this relevant? I'm going to explain why all this is relevant right now. Alright, so like I said, I've been breaking into this business for the last 19 years and haven't caught a break, a remote close to a break, outside of making my own films, my own scripts and things like that. I have not remotely been close to having a break. Alright, that being said, here's where things get complicated. So, in this business, there are 3 to 5 ways in. And now, the internet was supposed to be like my last shot, because I can't get arrested getting a movie job here in Virginia. There is a studio here in Virginia that distributes movies now, instead of make movies with that promise that they made us back when they promised they would be here. And that studio has made movies like Expendables 2, Expendables 3, a lot of other stuff. But they turned me away at the door and told me the big fat lie that they did not make kung fu movies. So here's the thing about getting into this business. If you're born into this business, like if you're the child of an actor, that door is already open. For some of us, it's easier being a child actor brought into the film versus an actor like me who hasn't been given opportunity 1. You know, casting calls come through. I'm the first one there, and sadly, I'm the first one to leave, because the first thing they do, they look me up and down. They see a guy who's 5'3". They see that I am multicultural. They have nothing for me, and they send me about my way packing. They don't tell me, hey, you might be a good actor. Hey, you could be a good singer. Hey, you could be a good comedian. No, they say, we're not looking for somebody who looks like you. Okay? So since we're not looking for you, that means James has to go get a real job to support himself until the acting dream takes place. I'm almost 50 years old. So 19 years ago, when I started this kick, you know, I had hopes and dreams. Now I'm living on a wing of prayer. Alright? Just get it out there. Being honest. Give you the whole 1,000. You know, when things went to hell, first my girlfriend left me, then my movie got stolen, and then I joined the army, and my hip is destroyed. I need another hip after they fix this hip. You see where we're going here. So I'm hoping that this book deal with Page Publishing goes through, but now I have to get them to send me an amended contract because my whole name's not on the contract. You see the endless cycle of Murphy's Law kicking me in the face, but I'm not out yet. I'm still strong and kicking. So, that being said, we're still moving forward. There was the article in Top Buzz about how it is easier for children of actors who have established themselves as good actors to make it in this business without a problem. Living reference, Shannon Lee doesn't make movies anymore, but it was fairly easy for her to get in. It wasn't as easy, for her brother Brandon to get in. But once Brandon got in, Hollywood decided, hey, let's see what Shannon can do. And by Hollywood, I mostly mean like low budget Hong Kong. I'm okay with that. I will gladly do that for the rest of my life because I will be working. Which versus what I'm doing now, which I'm not working and I'm not happy and I'm trying to make life changes. Now, as far as that's my leg, just in case I dress to the right. So if I go in my right pocket, we may have a problem. But anyway, so when it comes to stars like you got Will Smith, Willow made it easily. He gave her one of the first jobs, playing his child in I Am Legend. Jaden's pretty much made it easy, and then he branched out a little bit with the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. I don't know why it was called the Karate Kid when they were clearly doing kung fu, but hey, not knocking it. But this is a true fact of life. If your dad or your mom has made it, they just make a phone call here or there, and you're in. Whether you can act or not, they hire other actors who actually can act to make you look better. This is how this business works. If you're a horrible actor, the other actors will make you look better because that's how good of actors they are. Which is why supporting characters are definitely necessary and needed. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, if you're born into this business, one of my favorite actresses, Mariska Hargitay, her mother was James Mansfield, who was a very great and beautiful woman and a good actress. Her daughter can act her ass off. She's been in more than just Law and Order. I don't think her door was easily opened, but having Jane Mansfield as a mom didn't hurt her any. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Madonna's kid, who has an album out. Lourdes, I don't know if she can sing. I heard she had an album out. I'm not going to listen to it, but, if she sings anything like her mom, she's good to go. She's golden. She will hold her own, But if you go to people like Jewel, Alanis Morissette started acting as a child. She was on You Can't Do That on TV or something like that with Nickelodeon where they slime people because it was like her first gig, So she good. And she basically did that on her own because she got into business young and got there. Where Jewel got in young, but Jewel had to struggle. And she did not get a little help from Sean Penn living in the trailer or whatever. Go Google her story. But for the actors like me, who just can't catch a break, I have been to over 100 casting calls. 100 of them. Every time they've come through Charlottesville, they've all told me the same thing. I've had 2 close calls where the casting director said, we can do extras, but you have to shave all your curls off so that you can be a part in this movie called Major Pain. I boycotted the movie after almost getting to a fight with an actor on set, and my cousin Russell had to make sure that I didn't beat this guy's ass. And secondly, they made me cut all my hair off. I had to drive out of Crozet to get a haircut. Then I had to drive all the way back to Crozet, only to be told, we're sorry, the position has been filled. I was like, dude, you just made me cut my fracking hair. You made me go all the way to a barbershop, pay $10, and get my head shaved bald for this role. So this is why my hair is not negotiable. I will never cut my hair again. Not for a role, anything like that. That's being said right here, right now. It is not negotiable. We can dye that shit any color you want, but we're not cutting it because I promised my father I wouldn't cut it before I was 50. But I've also promised myself I'm just going to let it go and see how far it can grow. That being said, my hair is not negotiable. Plus, I like my hair. Now, Crown Royal keeps it straight. These guys, I stock up. Sadly, Family Dollar is the only place that sells it. Now, you may not know this about acting, and in some cases, you probably don't want to know this, but I'll tell you right now. not every actor is a great actor. Not every actor can act. I don't know if I'm a great actor. Hell, with all the confidence I've lost over the last 19 years, I don't know if I can act. Now, let me pump the brakes on that real fast. I said that because, here's the thing. When I'm making my stuff, I know what I want. I get what I want. I do what I want. And it's going to work out because I'm going to edit it to make sure everything that I want is on that screen and that the story is told. Or when you're making your own stuff, I'm sorry for being rude, talking with food in my mouth. I need my midnight snack. But anyway, when you're making your own stuff, and if it's an element that you do well, like Kung Fu, you know, you're not really going to screw that up. Versus, someone told me I had to play Othello, or any other Shakespearean character. We have a couple of problems here. Othello is black and a Moor, and I don't think that I would be remotely close to doing a decent job with that, like Lawrence Fishburne, who also started on like the Electric Company, like Morgan Freeman, where first and foremost, Othello kills his wife, and I think he kills himself. At least he does in the modern day version with Josh Hartnett and Mekhi Phifer, after killing his girlfriend and killing himself. See where we're going with that. The second problem is, I don't think Shakespeare ever saw a black person a day in his life, so, with the exception of Othello, so maybe he did, but none of his other characters in any of his stories are black, except Othello. So, how's that work? I could play Puck, or what would these mortals be? I could play Oberon, but that's a lot of dialogue. And I'd much rather be Puck. I'm small, but I want to play Puck from Gargoyles, so I can be really, really good. But again, there aren't a lot of roles for mixed people to play, because there aren't a lot of mixed people writing the roles. Which is another reason why I got into this business, to show the world that people like I exist. However, that has backfired on me and worked out well for The Rock. Until black people start telling him he's not black enough to play John Henry. See where we're going with that. Yeah. Yes, I'm getting tea. This business is a dog-eat-dog business. You have to have a strong heart to stay in it, which is why I've been in this for 19 years. Haven't caught a break. Probably won't catch a break. I'll probably die never achieving my goal. But as my idol, Bruce Lee said, you gotta run around the back and kick in the side door. The internet was my side door. The damn door's made out of steel. But nothing I do can break it. I'm Pop Colonel. And here's the thing. There's not a day that goes by that I don't want to quit. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about calling it quits. But then I look on this thing, and I have 97 followers, which is not bad at all. look at my Facebook, I have 500 and some change digital friends, and none of them are here, which is bad. If I had some of that change from them 500 digital friends from Facebook come here, things would be different. Things would be a lot different. YouTube would actually help me out a bit more, open a few more doors. But that has not happened. Okay? I'm going to go on Brandon Lee real fast, since his father was my hero. Bruce Lee never got a break until he got to Hong Kong. No, never got a break. Because in that time, the world was exceptionally prejudiced. There still aren't a lot of Asian-based shows that get past 3 seasons. Sadly, I like Dr. Ken. It didn't last that long, but I loved it. Sadly, I loved Fresh Off the Boat. They just ended that. Sadly, way back when Margaret Cho had her show, All American Girl, I liked that. I think it sadly only got like 2 seasons. When AZN went belly up, I couldn't watch Living with Lydia anymore. You see, those were Asian actors. Every other show, you have the token black person, but you don't have a show outside of The Cosby Show, Family Matters, and other shows that probably came on Fox. It had mixed couples. It had a black lead, a mixed kid, and a female or male white lead as a family. All of the family was a stretch. You had Mr. Jefferson, and you had Archie Bunker. But Jefferson got a spinoff. He got the Jeffersons. Archie Bunker would later on go on, and then it would go away. The Jeffersons would go on, and then it would go away. But you don't have shows like that these days. But you've never had a show that catered to mixed people, which is why this door was supposed to be open for me. So Brandon made some great movies. With the exception of Laser Mission, all of his movies were great. My favorite movie will always be Showdown Low Tokyo with him and Dolph Lundgren. Dolph still makes movies. He makes guest appearances in certain movies. The last thing we saw him in, I believe, was Aquaman. Unless you watch like those dancing shows that he was on. But if you're not born into this business, or if you didn't transfer from sports to this business, there's a big fat red circle that you will never make it. Alright? Let me explain this. I have mentioned this to y'all many a times on this channel. That how way back in the 90s, 1993 is when I graduated high school. Think back to 1995. Birth of shoot fighting was between 1994 and 1997. I, a martial artist, wanted to do that. All of a sudden, these MMAs and all these other things like UFC start popping out of nowhere. But it took Asia to put that shit on the map. So once shoot fighting came out, they found the legalized way to do it in America, and then Rep came out. Havoc came out. ISK was already out, and then they had UFC. The internet was in its beginning, or at least in its, I want to say it was its apex, but apparently I'm off, because the apex apparently started happening in the 80s, and I just wasn't aware of it, because you know most poor black people didn't have computers in their homes. We were lucky if we had more than one TV. So, doing that, you know, I found out what email was. I put in applications to Rec. I put in applications to UFC. I put in applications to all these places. And I weighed a $1.17. And their digital replies were, not only digital replies, but they also sent me stuff back in the mail. It was, we don't have your weight class. If you don't weigh 140, you're not fighting for us. And that's their lightweight. I could not gain weight a day in my life until I joined the Army. My highest weight in the Army to date was 135. After having this hip replacement, the doctor said that I cannot go over 125. So my goal is to get to 125 and stay there. After I have this hip replacement, they said I still should probably not go past 125. I have no idea how much I weigh right now, nor do I give a damn. The point of the matter is, when you get a little bit of fame, it's easier to transfer over to making movies and things. If you are the child of a famous person, it's easier to transfer and begin your career. When you're a guy like me who's busted his ass for 19 years and has been told over 100 times at these casting cards, I'm sorry, you're not what we're looking for. Or the 1 second close call I had, but I didn't have a ride to North Carolina when they were filming Pocahontas because I'm part Native American. A Native American casting director at Evan Almighty told me I need to go to North Carolina. I was like, I don't have the means to get there. I had recently been out of a car. And she's like, well, we need people to play Native Americans. So I missed the mark because I didn't have a car to get there. And not only did I not have a car, but I didn't even know where to go when I got to North Carolina. So that was kind of a CF and a half there. I will make a second video to this, and that will be my final video for tonight. So thanks for watching.